Hi everyone, it's Ashton, aka the Outspoken Oracle, and I'm back with another tarot reading for you. Please keep in mind that tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. Just think of me as your bestie giving you a little bit of advice. As with any advice from your bestie, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Not everything applies to you people. Just so you know, you don't have to take everything. I am running a giveaway, so if you want to be involved in this giveaway for a free 1-hour Zoom meeting tarot session with me, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel and comment on the video below, and you will be entered in for the prize when I do the selection at the beginning of next month. On that note, so last night I woke up in a hot sweat and I was like, what is going on? And then like 2 seconds later, I receive a text notification from one of my best friends. And she's on my favorites list. That's the only reason why the text message came through. Otherwise, I would have been quiet because I was definitely on that do not disturb mode. But like I felt it coming through, and she's like, I'm so sorry that I woke you up. Not that that has anything to do with this story, but I just talk a lot, you guys, so I apologize. And so we had this whole conversation, and she is on a twin flame journey like I am. And with her, I have very quickly realized how her twin flame journey kind of follows. By the way, this is not about to be a love reading. I'm just giving you this background to get to the point of where I'm going. So if you think that this is going into love reading, please stick around because it's not a love reading. Okay. So I can distinctly see the ways in which her journey is mirroring the massive traumas in her love life, because she has very distinct things that happen to her where I'm like, this is showing up again. This is showing up again. This already happened to you. It's literally the same exact thing. Whereas me, my love traumas are actually a lot more simple, because it's like what's happened to me that's trauma and love has actually been very sweet and gentle. And so like I haven't actually noticed it, but then I was like, I can see so clearly the ways in which you need to change and actually get past this lesson and choose differently. I'm like, but I can't see how I need to choose differently. I was like, the way that I should have feel like I should have chose differently with my scenario is exactly what I did when I said, I can't be your friend because I know I have feelings for you. And as it turns out, that was the lesson that I was supposed to have. So I woke up a few hours later, and God told me, you were right. And then my spirit team expanded upon it and was like, yeah, no, you were right, but you had to go through that whole thing. We misdirected you. We misled you because you were asking for answers to a question at that time. You were seeking out answers. And so we led you to this person to help to answer your questions. And we misdirected you, even though you did the right thing this time. We wanted you to go through the whole scenario so that you could do some healing from all the things that had caused you harm in your life. So that now moving on, when love is available to you, you will be ready to accept it and not bring in all your pain and hurt from the past. Sorry about that, y'all. And sorry about my long-windedness today. I do apologize about that. But additionally, with that, like I've been having a lot of situations where I've been like having to detour and like go a roundabout way and all this other stuff with like getting places lately. And so it's like you sometimes will make the right decision, and God and your spirit team will detour you in order for you to get the appropriate lessons that are needed in order for you to heal. And that's what this reading is going to be about. After my long-windedness, I am so sorry, you guys. But you will sometimes be on a detour of life in order to get to the place where you need to be. And so that's what this reading will be about. Sometimes you will know what to do, and your spirit team will mislead you because you need to know a lesson. that's a reading that I have for you guys today. And I'm going to get started by shuffling these cards and we'll see what comes up. Y'all, sorry I'm just so talkative right now. I honestly have not been feeling very well today, and suddenly I'm feeling a lot better, and now I just want to talk. But we'll see. All right, angels, guides, ancestors, please assist me with this reading. Please give me insight into the questions I seek answers to, protecting me from any negative entities that might try to interfere on this reading, give me false information. Please speak truth and honesty to me through the cards. Give me insight of the highest good for everyone involved. And as always, yeah. As always, thank you for showing up every day. I love you. Y'all, why can't I talk today? I don't know what our problem is. We're going to get this right. We're going to figure this out. All right, Spirit. What is the message you have for my collective right now in regards to this realization that sometimes you will go on a detour to clarify the messages that you have for us, Spirit? You will send us on a detour. Even if we're doing things right way, we still need to go on a detour to learn some certain things. What is the message you have for my collective? Y'all, this might be all over the place. I'm gonna tell you, like, this is that part of that energy of the detour. Like, things feel all over the place with me right now, and that's the energy of the detour. It's like, what is going on? What is going on? All right, let's see what's gonna happen here. What's happening? All right. Yeah, no, okay. So this is starting out very easy. So, like, Spirit wants for our lessons to be done. So sometimes you might make the right decision and then you'll have to go a roundabout way because Spirit is done with the lesson that you're trying to experience. And they're like, okay, well, it seems like this person is ready to be done with this lesson. So we're going to let them make the right decision, but we're going to show them why the decision that they initially made was right. Because we need them to get the full understanding of why this massive lesson in their life needs to be over. It was time for the lesson for me to be done because Spirit is ready for me to go about my life and be successful and do what I need to do without having to experience these traumas in the love department, honestly. Yeah. Because the thing of it is that they're done seeing you thrown for a loop. Your spirit team loves you and they want to see you succeed. And God loves you and wants to see you succeed. And so they're ready for you to have justice in the world. They're ready for this lesson to be over. And you have to understand the reasons why your previous ways of behaving don't work for you moving forward, so that you won't ever try that again. Because if you just made the decision right the first time and didn't understand why that was the right decision, then if something else happened in the future, you would continue making the same mistakes. And so that's the reason why these lessons, particularly in a twin flame journey, but just in general in life, will come about for you to learn your lessons, for things to balance out the scales in your favor in life in general. Your team has your back. The universe has your back. God has your back, and they want to see good things happen for you. They want things to be fair for you. They want you to win. And so that's the reason why sometimes it's going to be a detour for you to get to the answers that you need. Right now, it's like there is a lot of clarity that's coming through for a lot of people because the detour is starting to end and they're done with these lessons. With this Page of Wands, it's like people have made such people in the past had made such a mess of their lives that because they were so confused about where this mess came from, they weren't able to see clearly about the mess. And so that's why these lessons had to be had. And I will tell you, Spirit is telling me very clearly, we don't receive lessons. We don't receive lessons because we're always receiving lessons. We do not receive these aha moments where these lessons and this karma has to be cleared until we are ready, until we clearly ask for this to be done in our lives. We sometimes feel like things are happening to us, but it's actually something that we called in, that we asked for. And I distinctly remember before my twin flame came into my life to teach me these lessons about my dating life and my history or whatever, that I had been trying to figure out, well, what is wrong with me, and watching certain videos to figure out, well, And I was actually getting some answers about things that I know that I wasn't like ways I wasn't showing up in certain dating situations and relationships and things of that nature. And then this person came and blew the whole lid off of everything. And this is just my scenario to this big lesson. It doesn't have to be dating for anybody. It's just that this is what happened because I had been making a mess of things. And in this whole situation and me getting to this conclusion that I made the right decision, and I feel like this lesson is fully over because I get it. Let me tell you, I get it. I have so much clarity about the ways in my life that I have made a mess of things, not only with dating, but in other scenarios in my life. And you know what? Let me tell you the secret sauce real quick. The secret sauce is I wasn't trusting my intuition. Isn't that crazy? The crazy thing about the mess that I made in my life involves the fact that I just was not trusting my intuition. And to me, that is insane. Like a lot of the stuff that I have gone through in my life, just generally speaking, not just with dating, is a lack of trusting my intuition. I made the wrong judgment call time and time again because I wasn't trusting my intuition when it was right in front of me. And my intuition's really good, you guys. And I refuse to change. I refuse to change. And it's like, I would actively hear my intuition telling me something. And I'd be like, no, maybe this time it'll be different. Wrong. Ashton. So wrong. So wrong. And I would just keep on trying to push to have things go my way when in actuality, it was just my intuition need to be trusted the entire time. I just need to pay attention to what was going on with me, and I needed to transform my way of thinking, of behaving, of acting. Because what I wanted to be offered to me with this Page of Cups in reverse was never being offered to me because of the way that I was refusing to change. And so with the situation with my twin, I decided to do things differently and I decided to change. I did the right thing initially, but God was like, oh, she gets it, but let's show her why she gets it. Let's show her why this is the case. So this will never happen again, regardless of what happens with this person, you know? I was ready to move past always causing my own harm to myself. I was ready to move past the things that weren't serving me. And so the lesson was presented to me in that way. We will not be presented with a massive lesson until, well, the lessons are always there. We won't be presented with a solution to the lessons until we are actively trying to ask for an answer. And I was ready to stop being a prisoner of my own. Like being my own prisoner in my own mind, in my own head, in my own body, because I was causing my own harm. And I can acknowledge that every time I have been hurt in a romantic situation, every time I have been hurt in a friendship situation in which I had liked somebody, all of those situations were caused by me. I caused my own pain. And I learned it. Even though I did the right thing initially in this situation, God was like, wait, hold on. We do want you to turn back and like, let's go through the steps of this whole situation. You can see, so you can see the whole lesson. I'm literally, okay, here's the thing. I'm giving you guys like some massive keys to life. So get out your pen and paper and take some notes because literally, and I know it's just as simple as trusting your intuition. It really is that simple. And yet trusting your intuition is so hard. But the thing of it is, with the whole trusting your intuition, you can trust your intuition and do all these things, but there still needs to be healing that is done. So unless you're ready to trust your intuition through healing, these massive lessons do need to happen sometimes. I was ready to be done being my own prisoner in my own life. I was ready. And so God showed me, and let me tell you, this shit was not easy, but I was ready for it. And now I'm at the place where I can like give love with this Queen of Cups abundantly and unwavering to anybody who is open to receiving it. Even if you're not open to receiving it, I'm going to love you. I'm going to love the crap out of you because I recognize why you're in my life. I recognize the value that you hold in my life, and I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate it so much. And I'm so glad I've gotten to this place. And I'm so glad that so many of you guys are going to get to this place of just loving everybody and everything and every lesson. But it takes you getting to a place where you are so tired of yourself. You are so tired of keeping yourself up at night about the things that are haunting you that you have to be willing to change. There has to come a point where you are just done. Where you feel like, I can't go on with this life anymore. This life is not serving me anymore. It's taking me way off my path of what I want. It's taking me so far from the right direction. I can't do this anymore. I have to change. But it really takes people being so forlorn and distraught and like unable to sleep and filled with anxiety and all these things before the change actually can come sometimes, before people are willing to actually take the lessons and do something with them. Uncovering the emotions involved in the lessons are very difficult for people. Because uncovering the emotions oftentimes takes a lot of self-accountability that most people are not willing to experience. But then when we start to take accountability for ourselves, we recognize that even if we've been blaming things on outside influences, which the outside, and I'm not going to lie, the outside influences are there and they can affect the way that we're doing. At the end of the day, the only reason why the outside influences have an effect on us is because we allow them to with our own internal conflict. And our own internal conflict comes from an inability to trust our own intuition and an inability to just go with the flow of our own personal alignment because we feel like we need to show up in a certain way. We have to act a certain way, behave a certain way, and be a certain human being. So many of us are now recognizing the importance of the pause and the reflection time. So many of us have gotten past our egos and our inability to actually have a new perspective on things. There's so many perspective shifts that are happening right now, but they didn't happen in the past, and suddenly they are happening. And that's part of that self-accountability, is recognizing I was so stubborn. I was not able to see things from a different perspective. And I recognize that about myself. And I'm willing to change and I'm willing to do things differently now. And then, boom. God said, okay, here's your abundance with this 9 of coins. Let's do things differently. And let's honor you with that. God will honor you once you decide to change your perspective and change your way of thinking. You're then going to be rewarded with this 9 of coins. But you have to choose to go down a different path. You have to choose to do things differently than you have in the past. And I will tell you, for me, for so long, I would literally do the same thing over and over again. And I was actively aware of me doing the same thing over and over again. And I still did it. Because I was like, well, maybe this time will be different. And I finally got so frustrated with myself that I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And that's when I was presented with this big lesson that I have completed. And I feel like a lot of my collective are about to complete because they are recognizing that they were ready to learn this lesson and complete this lesson. But it's all about choosing to go down a different path. You have to be ready to go down a different path and do things differently than you had in the past, and not expect the same results by doing the same thing over and over again. Because let me tell you, if you choose the path you've always chosen, the devil will show up. The toxicity will show up. The bad results will show up. But if you choose the path that you're not used to, the path that seems a little bit more difficult, that's when the angels will support you. That's when God will show up with your blessings. And so many of us have chosen the path that we were used to over and over and over again. And guess what? We met the devil over and over and over again. We were the cause of our own suffering. And now we're okay with saying, okay, devil, that was a fun ride while we had it going on. I'm getting off this right now. See you never. Bye. Bye. You look pretty, but bye. we have new inspiration for how we create our lives, for how we're actively involved in our lives by no longer choosing the wrong path. Once you get to the point where these lessons are over, you can clearly see where your new path takes you. You can clearly see how changing your behaviors will take you to exactly what you want. The lesson is needed. And sometimes the lesson will happen at a time that you least expect it, but it will happen at a time when you are most asking for it to happen. Y'all, I honestly don't know if this reading actually even made that much sense, because like I said, this energy that is in the air is very much detour energy, where it's like not getting directly to the point, but I hope that y'all understood the point. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today as I did this reading for you. Thank you so much for showing up for me, and thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. I really appreciate them. They make me so happy. Again, comment and subscribe if you want to be entered in this giveaway for a reading session with me for 1 hour via Zoom. It's valued at $120. And on that note, I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. That's a message that I have for you. Please never forget just how divine you are.